Hey everybody, it's Rhonda, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Affinity Studio and how it acts when you import an SVG file. First, I'm going to come over here to Inkscape and I'm going to show you when I import an SVG file into Inkscape. Let me drop that in there and let's zoom out a little. Now, this is an SVG that will perform exactly how you would expect it to. If we go to the fill, we can change the colors on the SVG, no problem at all, right? You just pick the color you want, and that's the color your SVG file is. Zoom in a little here. Not that you can't see it, but there we go. And maybe I'll get it. Anyway, you see that we changed its color, and I can change it. Oh, let me select it. I can change it just by clicking any of the colors down here in my color bar or coming over here to my wheel, right? And the same way if I open an SVG file here in my Silhouette Studio, in my Cameo cutting software, I have this file selected, and all I have to do is come up here and I can change the color to anything I want, because that's how SVGs work, right? But now here in Affinity, I have my canvas opened, and if I drag in an SVG, oops, that's huge. Let's zoom out and resize that. If I import an SVG file like this one, you'll notice that, zoom in, you will notice that when I select it, even though I'm here in my Vector Studio, I can come here to color and I can move my color wheel any place I want and I cannot change it. And that is because whenever you bring an SVG into a canvas or an artboard here inside of Affinity, it treats it like an embedded object. It's not an SVG right now. It's like an embedded document. So there's an easy fix for this, and I just wanted to show you that this morning. That way, if you are bringing SVGs in here and you wanted to change the colors of them, you're not sitting here going, what in the world is going on? Why can't I do this? So with the file selected, right here on my layer panel over here on the right, you see I have it selected. Come up here to the top and just click on Edit Document. And what that does is it opens this in a new window, and it is now an SVG. Look, now I can change the colors. I can edit it just like you would typically expect. And once you do that, then you can just select it, Control C, and let's move the original off to the side. But you see even the original turned colors now that I did it over here. And then just paste that edited one, the one that you broke loose, into the document you're working on. And that will now set it free so that you can edit all you want with the colors, and it will act like a normal SVG. Now there's an easier way to do this too, and I'll show you that real quick. Let me close this out. We don't need any of this. Now see, this is Affinity with no open canvases or artboards, right? It's just the blank screen. Well, if I drag an SVG file over and do that, just drop it into the blank workspace, it's not embedding it in any other documents, so it is automatically treated as a standard SVG. So we came in here and I was immediately able to change the colors and do whatever I want with it. I could right click it. Well, this one is already grouped together, but you can see that we can just treat it like a normal SVG. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. So if you were trying to work with SVGs inside of Affinity and you couldn't understand why in the world you weren't able to change the colors, because like me, if you're like me, this design right here, this would make a great design for a t-shirt, but I would want to provide that to my customers both in black and also in white in case they wanted to put this on a darker colored t-shirt. So it's important that I'm able to change the colors. So it's nice that we can do that here inside of Affinity. Not everybody has Inkscape. Not everybody has cutting software. So and the less programs you need to use, the better. So if we can keep it all in one, that's fantastic. If we go to ungroup, not that this one really has layers. This was done for laser engraving, so it's all one layer. There's not curves to ungroup or anything like that, really. You can now treat it, though, as a normal SVG. We could go to the stroke. We can make the stroke bigger. Not that you would want to do that to this, but in case you did want to edit it a little bit, you can now do it. So again, this was a really short video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you have any questions about how to do this, just drop them in the comments or feel free to join the community. It's full of supportive people who are always willing to help when they can. As usual, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.